This is Roger Struckoff with Cloud Expo TV at Cloud Expo. How fancy that? How did that work? Cloud Expo and Cloud Expo TV, same name. 23rd International Cloud Expo here in Santa Clara, California. This is day 2. There's a floor behind us, a lot going on, and we're joined here by TAL WEISS with OverOps. And he's joined us to talk about OverOps. Now, there's a lot of issues going on in this whole world of DevOps development and all of the cloud technologies coming together and people trying to solve chaotic problems and maintain them, and I think he's involved with a lot of them. Welcome, Tal. Thank you for joining us. What should we talk about?
Well, I think really what we want to talk about, there's kind of 2 big shifts that we're seeing in software delivery. One is the whole shift left movement. That's kind of taking our world by storm. And the second is also 5 years ago, 7 years ago, we were talking about ops.
Yes.
And then it became DevOps. And now it's becoming site reliability. So I think that's also a really interesting trend. It's interesting to kind of try to figure out why that is and why do companies need, why was there a need to even make up this role? And where's the industry going with it?
Where is the industry going with it? It seems like there's a continuum where people at various stages of development. On one hand, your challenge is to hang in there with the most advanced, but there's so many people are just now discovering the cloud and DevOps. How do you reach all those people?
For sure. One thing, if you look at companies today, if you look at the Facebooks, the Amazons, the Netflix, the Googles of the world, they have this unfair advantage. They can ship software that's pretty amazing most of the time, and they can do it, not monthly, weekly, or daily. They can do it hundreds of times every day. Mm-hmm. And whatever your industry is, it's almost sad to say if there's money in it, they're probably going to be in it.
Yeah.
So how do you compete with that? How are you able as a company have those ability, the capability to deliver reliably, quickly? And for that, there are challenges. Companies have to transform themselves to be software, and I would even say code first. Mm-hmm. And that's something that many brick and mortar, many old school companies have to grapple with, and change is coming.
You mentioned lifting and shifting. Are you saying this is a good thing and there's a lot more to go? Or are there people trying to get around this sort of lift and shift? This is a big, complicated issue.
For sure. I think, it was software eating the world. Now it's code is eating the world. It's all about which company can ship out the best code. What I mean by the best code, the best applications, the best experiences. If you look at the generation today, folks are not talking to, people on the phone. They're talking to chatbots. Everything is done through apps. You apply to a mortgage, which used to be the most brick and mortar process you can imagine. They're doing it through an app, and they're sending bids to 10 different banks to see who can give them the best mortgage the most quickly. If you as a bank cannot compete within this new environment, you're just not going to get the business. And for that, you have to have the best software and the best code out there. And that, for companies that wasn't their primary focus, could be a tremendous sea change.
So from the inside out, sometimes in the technology business, we do this every day. We tend to think of the technology first, but what you described was a challenge that a company is facing, and it's like we have to do something about it. The business challenge came first instead of the technology first.
Yeah, as I said, Apple just announced they're doing a credit card, they're doing TV, they're doing newspapers, they're doing music. Amazon has announced that they're doing everything. So the question is now, how can you compete? Because those are code software first companies, right? How do you compete with them where they can deliver the best experience to the users at tremendous scale? You have to deliver apps that are great and apps that are reliable. And this is really, from our standpoint within the industry, this is where we help companies. Right. We're able to help them accelerate the pace by which they deliver software. We tell them exactly this piece of software is good and this piece of software isn't. And when code breaks, when an application breaks, we tell them exactly when, where, and the most important question, why. And that enables them to shift left, to detect things more quickly. That enables their engineers, their software engineers, to become site reliability engineers. Folks who for the first time can actually troubleshoot the issues from the front line, get ahead of them before, some internal error in your system becomes a stream of nasty tweets online.
And when you're doing the code first thinking into the future a little bit, you're trying to protect them from the future, or we call it obsolete proofing or future proofing.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. We're looking to see how can we apply, all these new technologies, machine learning, artificial intelligence, the things that are slowly and surely surrounding us, in this almost virtual shell that we all live in. How can we empower every developer in every industry to have those exact same technologies tell him? It's almost like code fixing code, code healing code, code verifying code. If we can do that, we can enable companies, all companies, to deliver and to accelerate the pace by which they can innovate. And as I said, in the world of the Facebooks, Amazons, Netflix, and Googles, survive and thrive.
You better. So you're going to have really deep conversation with TAL here if you can contact them. How are they going to find your company? How do they find you?
Sure. So here, just find us. We have a booth, but generally speaking, virtually and online. Hit us up on OverOps.com, and we've got research and content coming up on our blog, which is blog.overops.com. It's got more than 1 million visitors every year, and people really enjoy the content and the research we put out there. And of course, on all other forms of social media, just hit us at OverOps.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching. For Cloud Expo TV, this is Roger Struckhoff.